Well, you guys, I was coming to this auction. Really, I wanted to look at the sprayer. We're leaving with something. It wasn't what I was expecting. And definitely not the price I was expecting. We got a new combine. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Ruth Farms. My name is Luke. Today we're at an auction here in Liberty, North Carolina. We're about 45 minutes to an hour from home. Currently we're sitting in a John Deere 9500, which we're dreaming about. This thing would be a nice addition to the farm, wouldn't it? There's lots of nice additions here on this auction, but figured I'd bring y'all with us, especially if we buy something. And we'll see what some stuff brings today. With the current agricultural market, you know, grain prices being down and everything, I figured we'd bring you along, see kind of what prices and stuff's bringing today. We got some newer equipment, some older equipment, some stuff with higher hours, some stuff with lower hours, but we're going to bring you along on this cold, rainy day here in North Carolina. I got a little Wilmar like mine over there, the Wilmar sprayer. John Deere 9770, 9500. Got a Deere sprayer, an older one, I think it's a 4700. Let's go see what this stuff brings.
Timmy, right here, time to get to be an 8270R now, time to get a hammer here, time good rubber all the way around on her now, time take it a gear now, time to get a give $100,000, $100, $100,000, $100, one, to get a $75,000. Yeah, boy. Here's $75,000 a day. Down to get a $77, $78,000. Here's $77 a day. $8, to get a $77, $78,000. Here's $77, $8, to get a $7. Me here, come on, farm here. What do you think? I give $50,000 start of here. What do you give 15? Go there, start of here. What do you give $50,000? Come on, farm. What do you give 50? What do you think in here now? Come on, farm here. 35. Let's go. What do you get 35? In the 2,000. If you don't got to be now, what do you get 22,000? 21,000 you buy it, sir? 2636. Oh, it's going to be the 30,000. Let's go, guys. It's 30. And how do you going to be the 30,000 on the 30? It has to be the 30. And you going to put it on. Let's go. $30,000. It's 30. And how do you going to be the 30? You're going to be the 30. You get the 25,000. $25,000. A lot of machine there, guys. $25,000. 25, and you're gonna be 25, you're gonna be $25,000. It's 25, it's 31, 30, 1, it's 30, but 1, it's 30, 31, 1, it's 30, when you get $10,000 out of him, when you get 10, I get $10 right now, when you get $10,000 out of him, when you get $10,000, how much from him, when you get 7,500, when you get 75, that's right, when you think, how much from him, when you think, when you get $5,000, that's right, I get 5 and go, when you get $5,000 out of him, when you get $5,000, and how much from him, when you get 5, Lord of mercy, 22 to bid now 5, 2 to bid 5, and 7 pound on the pound to bid 7. When you get $7,000 here, and $7,000, it takes 6 and up, yeah. Pound to bid $6,000,
I'll do 6.
6 and $7,000, when you get $7,000, 16 and 7. 6 to bid $7,000, when you get $7,000, 16 and $7,000, when you think, when you get 7. 7, $8,000, when you get $8,000, 8 and $9,000, when you get 9. 8 to bid $9,000, when you think, when you get $9,000, 8 here and $9,000, when you think, when you get 9. 8 to bid $9,000 now, when you think, when you get $9,000, 8 here and 9. I give $9,000, wait to be $9,000 now, when you think, when you get $9,000, 8 here and $9,000. Well, I'd give $9,000, 8 to be $9,000 now, when you think, when you get $9,000, 8 to be $9,000 now, when you think, when you get $9,000, 8 to be. That's almost the size machine that's worth to have a spare, and you can take that and pick them little fields, leave your head on it, run down the road, pick them little fields, leave them on big machines. What do you think? 9,000, 8 to bid 9,000. You want some more 9,000? 8 to bid 9. Bid against him, it's okay with me now. But you 9,000, 8 to bid 9,000. If you're done, I got to be now. But you 9,000. 8,000 buys it, burn the rest.
404.
400.
I got busy talking, but the old Wilmar brought $6,500. Somebody got a pretty good deal, I think. This one looks a lot better than mine. It's got less hours too. It's an older model though. So. Well, you guys, I was coming to this auction. Really, I wanted to look at the sprayer. we're leaving with something. It wasn't what I was expecting. Definitely not the price I was expecting. We got a new combine. John Deere 9500. Got a brand new set of tires on the front, or almost brand new. It has a few dents here and there, but overall it looks pretty good. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I didn't look over this thing at all. I know nothing about it other than they say a lot of it was been rebuilt. They do have a dent right here in the side shield, but they do have a new side shield to go with it. But yeah, we got a new combine, for better or worse. Now look at these tires. My goodness, what a set of tires. American Farmer, brand new set of tires. I think it has around 5,000 engine hours. And from what I was told, they completely went through the separator parts. So we'll find out. We got to drive this thing home about 2 hours or so. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, we bought a combine. Well guys, for better or worse, we bought a combine. 9500 John Deere. This thing is a beast compared to our 6620. Wow, I'm excited. Well guys, we had to stop and get some fuel here on the way home. I'm gonna take just a second to show y'all around the machine. Overall, I think it looks pretty daggone good. Got a brand new set of rubber on them, some nice looking tires. American Farmer tires. It does have a dent up here. As y'all can tell here, strapped to the front, they had an extra panel for that. I think it's like 4,400 hours or something, less than 5,000. And from what I was told, they basically completely went through the guts of the machine, put a bunch of new parts. It's got a new chopper on it, had a newer radiator, newer water pump. Probably gonna need some rear tires eventually, but I think it'll get us by for a while. But you know, you can't go all off paint, but I definitely think they took at least somewhat care of it because the paint looks pretty good. Now up on top, they had to let it sit out the last year or so, so the top, like on top of the grain tank, gets a little rusty. But it hasn't been ran, I'm thinking about 2 years as far as actually farming. So anyway, let's get this thing home. Here's our cab. Very clean cab. It was a lot cleaner before I got in here, but good seat. Glass is in good condition. We got some cameras up here for our grain tank and our motor compartment. Overall though, hopefully it's gonna be a good combine. We are in the process of driving this thing home. It's gonna take us probably about 2.5 to 3 hours if I was guessing. So we're in it for the long run. There's not really any place that I can mount you guys, so probably just gonna catch in with you here and there, let you know how our trip goes. Well, we're making our way home. We are going through the little town of Ram Sewer. It's probably the last time this combine ever comes down this road. It's so far so good. We've got a little bit of an issue that whenever we climb a hill, it likes to lose power a little bit. I think maybe a fuel filter or something's a little bit plugged. But so far so good. We're probably, I'd say, a good 30 minutes into our probably 2.5 hour ride home. So we're gonna hopefully make it home safely. It's gonna be a long ride home, but it's pretty good, open, wide roads. So hopefully everything goes good and we don't have any breakdowns. We're gonna have to figure out where to mount you guys in here when it comes harvest season, because there is nowhere to mount a GoPro in here. Joyce Brothers, y'all leave me something in the comments. Let me know where y'all mount your GoPro or whatever in your combine. I do not like these stoplights. I'm glad I don't farm around the place where there's stoplights everywhere. This much traffic either. Maybe the last time this combine ever goes through a stoplight, at least while we own it. Just stopped for a potty break here, kind of check over everything, make sure nothing started leaking or anything. My temperature gauge is still showing that we're good and clear. That probably ain't gonna pick up, but it's a boring ride, I'll tell you all that. I'd hate to have to ride one of these things 7 or 8 hours home. But it's be a lot cheaper than me having to get somebody to try to haul this thing. But anyway, everything other than, you know, when we pull a long hill or something that kind of loses engine power, I'm pretty confident it's probably some type of a fuel filter issue. But other than that, everything's been good. I mean, the whole thing does pretty good. Go about 16 to 18 mile an hour. So still probably got, I'd say, a good hour home probably. But we're on the big highway now. I'm trying to stay off the side enough where people can go around. Try not to hold too many people up, which there's not that many people on this road anyway. Now our next road, that'll be a little bit different story. That'll be the more sketchy one. But there's not really a good way of me getting home, I don't think, without going down that road. So anyway, we're gonna head on down the road. We'll catch y'all here in just a little while. Well, y'all, we're in what I'm gonna call the home stretch. We are headed down High Pines Road, which is in car, probably 15 minutes from home, 10 to 15 minutes. So we are definitely on the downhill slide of this journey. We're close enough now that if something happened, I could get a farm, you know, the neighbor owns or rents or something I could pull off on. We're off the real big highways. This highway will have some traffic, but nothing like what we've been on. But like I said, the combine's doing great. This cab is, to me, is impressive how good this cab looks to be this old. The seats look great. We got a buddy seat over here for either my wife or Coleman or Jack or whoever to ride in. Anybody who's familiar with the 9500s knows, you know, you got a hydro handle down here, all your buttons and stuff to, you can change your cylinder speed, your concave and cylinder clearance, your fan speed, all that from in here with just a push of a button. From what I understand, I won't actually have to pull the chopper off on this one like I do my 6620 in wheat. I can just like slide it forward. Should be a big upgrade of a machine for us. I hope. You know, I think it looks pretty decent. We do have these fancy little cameras up here that we can look into the grain tank with, and the one is facing into the motor compartment, but it's kind of turned sideways so you can't really see it. But anyway, I like the mirrors on this thing a lot better than the 6620. And pretty much the only thing you hear in this cab is the hydro whine. I can't even hardly hear the engine back there at all, because on this combine the engine is behind the grain tank, where our 6620 it sits right here beside you. So a lot less noise and a lot less heat. But we'll catch back up with you guys when we get home. We had a neighbor whose combine burnt down this fall, kind of tragically, but you know, it is what it is. I hate it for him, but you know, nobody was hurt or anything. But anyway, that guy is gonna let me park this combine in his shed until he finds him a replacement combine, or until I get a shed opened up or something. Because the only shed that I have tall enough to fit this combine in is the one there where our combine is, and I'm pretty confident that shed's not big enough for this combine and that combine to sit in it. So anyway, he's nice enough to let me store this combine there until further notice, until he gets one or whatever happens. So that's where we're headed, and we're going to try the separator and all that stuff once we get there to see if everything works. I haven't tried any of that, and like I said, we didn't look over this combine because I had no intentions of purchasing this combine. You know, I thought I would like to watch it and just see what it brought, but just for kind of reference, a combine of this model and everything, typically around here would bring at least between 15 and 20,000, maybe on the upper end closer to 25,000. North Carolina is like the antique equipment market of the world. It's like all the older equipment comes here, and it's way, way, way more expensive than it is anywhere else in the United States, especially further out west. But I give $8,000 for this combine. It's in pretty good shape. It does have a little bit higher hours. I'm not even sure how you check the hours, but from what I was told, it's either 4,400 or 4,800. But the previous owner had pretty much went through all the separator parts of the combine and rebuilt it, put new shoe augers and stuff in it. I think it had parts of the feeder house rebuilt. It's got a new chopper on it. Lots of new stuff, new parts. It's got a brand new set of tires on the front, which are in really, really good condition. So I feel like I probably got my money, at least half my money back just in the tires alone. So unless we find something really major with it, I think this is going to be a major upgrade from our John Deere 6620. And this will allow us to upgrade to a bigger header in time. For now, we'll probably run our 15-foot grain header and our 6-row corn header until I can find an 18 or 20 foot. But the good thing with a 15-foot is we can drive right down the road, you know, and not have to have a grain cart and take the header on and off every time, which to me is a pretty major deal, especially with us farming lots of little bitty patches. So, but anyway, we're headed home. When I get home, I'll touch base back with you, and we'll see y'all then. Well, y'all, we have made it home. We are within about a mile of our farm. We're at a buddy's farm who's gonna let me store the combine in his shed. As y'all can see, his combine over there got a little crispy, but he's gonna let me store it in there. I'm not gonna put it in there until this thing cools off a couple hours. But we have made it home. I'll try to walk y'all around here a few minutes and show y'all this thing. Here she is. That's the one bad cosmetic area. They hit something, but up there on the front of the feeder house, we've got another panel to replace it, should we decide to. This one here, the engine is up here in the back. Pull this lever. There's our fuel tank, cleaning screen and radiators up there. Our hydraulic tank's here, our air filter. We got a little camera here so you can see what's going on back here. Radiators right here. The engine and oil and all that. We got hydraulic pumps. Then we got our grain tank, which is a little bit on the rusty side because it has been sitting for a couple years. Has the bins extensions. So I'm not exactly sure how many bushels this will hold. If any of y'all have the bin extensions, let me know what it'll hold. I'm curious. Said back tires will need some eventually, but these front tires, man, they're 30.5, 32 American farmers. But I mean, we got some tread going on. I'd like to know how much those tires cost. I bet you it's half of what I paid for it. Cab's good and clean. It's 4,400 hours. 44.90. 29.25 separator. Well, y'all, we've made it back home from the auction. We came back with a lot more than I anticipated buying, but we've made it home. Combine's home. And appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. God bless.